A woman has been with her partner for over a decade. She wants to leave, but something keeps stopping her. Our narrator is 38 years old. Her partner is 40. They've been together for more than 10 years. On the surface, that sounds like a committed relationship, but the reality is much more complicated. She has a 16-year-old child from a previous relationship. When she and her partner got together, her child was young. He stepped into a role that could have included being a father figure. But that's not how things turned out. About 2.5 years ago, they got engaged. She thought it was a step forward, a sign that he was committed to building a life together. But shortly after the engagement, something changed. He came to her with a confession. He said he felt like she'd forced him to propose, that he wasn't ready, that he'd done it because he felt pressured. She was stunned. She hadn't forced anything. At least she didn't think she had. But hearing him say that shattered something. She gave the ring back. She told him she didn't want to marry someone who felt coerced. That wasn't the foundation for a marriage. He accepted the ring back, and they stayed together. No breakup, no real resolution, just a return to the status quo. Except now, things felt different. The engagement had exposed cracks she couldn't ignore anymore. Over the past couple of years, she's become increasingly aware of the imbalances. He doesn't contribute financially to her life. He's stingy with money. If they go out, she usually pays. If something needs to be bought for the house, it's on her. He keeps his finances separate and tight. She doesn't ask for much, but the lack of partnership in that area stings. He also doesn't help with her child, not financially, not emotionally. Her teenager is at an age where guidance matters, where having another adult in the home could be helpful. But he's checked out. He doesn't engage, doesn't offer support, acts like the child isn't his responsibility, and technically, sure, the child isn't biologically his. But after 10 years, you'd think there'd be some bond, some sense of family. There isn't. Then there's the household labor. She does everything. All the dishes, all the laundry, all the cleaning. He doesn't lift a finger. He comes home from work and that's it. He's done for the day. She, on the other hand, works too. Then comes home to a second shift of chores, while he sits on the couch. And here's the part that's really wearing on her. He's always home. Always. She never gets space. Never gets time to herself. He doesn't have hobbies. Doesn't go out with friends. Doesn't give her room to breathe. She feels suffocated, like she's living with a roommate who contributes nothing, but won't leave. She's thought about breaking up, many times. But every time she gets close, something stops her. Part of it is guilt. They've been together for 10 years. That's a long time. She wonders if she's being unfair, if she's expecting too much. Maybe this is just what long-term relationships look like. Maybe everyone feels this way eventually. But deep down, she knows that's not true. She has friends in healthy partnerships. She sees what balance looks like. This isn't it. Another part of it is fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of starting over at 38. Fear of what it would mean for her child. Even though he doesn't help with parenting, he's still a presence. Would removing him create instability? She's not sure. And then there's the logistical nightmare. They live together. Separating their lives would be complicated. Who moves out? How do they split things? They're not married, so there's no legal framework. Just a messy, uncomfortable untangling. She's also worried about his reaction. He's not abusive. He's not mean. But he's also not great with change. She doesn't know how he'd handle a breakup. Would he leave quietly? Would he fight it? Would he refuse to go? The uncertainty makes her hesitate. Recently, things came to a head. They had a conversation about their future. She asked him where he saw the relationship going. He shrugged, said he was fine with how things are. She pressed him, asked if he ever wanted to get married. He said probably not. Not to her, anyway. That hurt. Not because she wanted to marry him anymore. She doesn't. But because it confirmed what she'd suspected. He's comfortable. He has a home. Someone who takes care of everything. No responsibilities, no expectations. Why would he leave? She realized in that moment that he's never going to change. He's never going to step up. Never going to contribute more. Never going to be a true partner. And if she wants something different, she has to be the one to make it happen. She can't wait for him to become someone he's not. But knowing that and doing something about it are two different things. She started looking at apartments, just browsing, seeing what's out there, what she could afford on her own. It's daunting, but also a little exciting. The idea of having her own space, of not having to pick up after someone else, of having silence when she wants it. She's also thought about what she'd say to him, how she'd start that conversation. It feels impossible. How do you end a 10-year relationship? How do you tell someone it's over when they haven't done anything overtly wrong? He hasn't cheated. He hasn't lied. He's just not enough, not a partner, not engaged, not contributing. Is that reason enough to leave? She thinks so, but saying it out loud feels harsh. Her friends are split. Some tell her to leave immediately, that she's wasting her time, that she deserves better. Others urge caution. They remind her of the years they've spent together. Suggest couples therapy. Suggest one more conversation. She's tried therapy before. He refused to go, said they didn't need it. That they were fine. They're not fine. She's starting to accept that this is on her. She's the one who has to take action. She's the one who has to end it. Because he won't. He's perfectly content with the way things are. And she can't keep waiting for him to wake up. Her child has noticed the tension. Asked if everything is okay. She said yes, but it's not. And she worries about what message she's sending. By staying in a relationship that doesn't serve her. By accepting less than she deserves. What is her child learning about partnerships? About self-worth? About what's acceptable in a relationship? That thought is almost more motivating than anything else. She doesn't want her child to settle. To accept a partner who doesn't contribute. To think that's normal. So why is she doing it? She hasn't left yet. But she's getting closer. She's been setting aside money. Building a small safety net. She's been mentally preparing herself. Going through what the conversation will look like. What the aftermath will be. It's scary. But staying feels scarier. She knows that if she doesn't leave now, she'll be in the same place a year from now. 5 years from now. 10 years from now. And that's not a future she wants. She deserves a partner who contributes, who engages, who doesn't make her feel like she's drowning in responsibility. Someone who wants to build a life with her, not just exist beside her. Her biggest regret is that she didn't do this sooner, that she gave back the ring but stayed anyway, that she accepted his excuse about feeling pressured, when really, he just didn't want to commit, and she should have walked away then. But she didn't. And now, 2.5 years later, she's still here, still stuck, still trying to find the courage to leave, but she's working on it, taking small steps, rebuilding her sense of self, remembering who she was before this relationship and who she wants to be after. Her friends have told her that leaving is the hardest part, that once she does it, she'll wonder why she waited so long. She hopes they're right, because right now it feels insurmountable, like she's standing at the edge of a cliff, knowing she needs to jump, but terrified of the fall. Still, she knows she can't stay on this ledge forever. Eventually, she'll have to take the leap. And when she does, she'll be okay. Maybe even better than okay. So here's the question. Is she wrong for wanting to leave after 10 years? Should she try harder to make it work? Or is she justified in walking away from a partner who doesn't contribute? And how do you know when enough is enough? Who do you think was in the wrong here? Leave your thoughts in the comments below.